The 1970s and 1980s were when giants ruled golf, and Hale Irwin stood tall among them. He was one of the world's top golfers during that era. Irwin did something spectacular in 1990, while most folks were contemplating retirement at the ripe age of 45. He clinched not just one, not two, but 3 U.S. Opens. Yes, you heard it right. He became the oldest U.S. Open champion. Now, that's what you call rewriting the record books. The best part? Hale Irwin achieved all of this without ever taking a single golf lesson. In the PGA Tour Champions, Irwin ranks second in all-time victories. Imagine the thrill of watching this master of the fairways making history on the senior circuit. And here's another captivating detail. Irwin's PGA Tour Champions career didn't kick off until 3 years after he had already been immortalized in the World Golf Hall of Fame. Talk about a late bloomer setting the golfing world on fire. Now, how did this man accomplish all of this? What's his story? Hold on to your golf clubs, as you're about to embark on an incredible journey through the life of Hale Irwin. Born in Joplin, Missouri, Hale Irwin was a true Midwesterner, raised in the heart of Baxter Springs, Kansas, and later drawn to the picturesque landscapes of Boulder, Colorado. However, Irwin's life story was far from ordinary. His fate was intricately woven with the world of fairways and greens. Recognizing his son's latent talent, his father introduced him to golf at the tender age of 4, unknowingly setting the stage for a prodigious talent in the making. At just 14, Irwin accomplished something extraordinary, shattering the conventional belief that age and experience were prerequisites for excellence in golf. He broke the elusive 70 barrier for the first time, foreshadowing an exceptional journey in the world of sports. High school became another arena for Irwin to showcase his multifaceted talents. At Boulder High School, he wasn't merely good, he was a star. Football, baseball, and of course golf all fell under his dominion. By the time he graduated in 1963, it was abundantly clear that this young man was destined for greatness. His journey continued at the University of Colorado in Boulder, where his prowess extended beyond the golf course. As a Buffaloes player, under the watchful eye of head coach Eddie Crowder, Irwin was not just any player. He was a 2-time All-Big 8 defensive back in 1965 and 1966. Now here's where it gets truly captivating. In his senior year in 1967, Irwin ventured onto the golf course and achieved something remarkable. He clinched the individual NCAA golf championship. For a young man of his caliber, there was only one clear path forward: turning professional. In 1968, a youthful Irwin made a bold leap into professional golf. His journey had only just begun, and he stood poised for greatness. Fast forward to 1971, and the Sea Pines Heritage Classic bore witness to history in the making. It was there that Irwin secured his first PGA Tour victory, offering a tantalizing glimpse of the illustrious career that awaited him. From that point on, he proved to be an unstoppable force in the world of golf. But it was in 1974 that Irwin made a break. The Massacre at Winged Foot was born after Irwin emerged victorious at the tender age of 29, but it was no easy feat. The course conditions were described as brutal, and some even suspected that the setup was intentionally treacherous. However, Irwin welcomed the challenge, stating, "I think Winged Foot was certainly the hardest course I've ever played, where weather was not an issue. It was trying. You got to the first tee and knew it was just going to get harder from there. Every shot was going to be challenging. What I wanted to escape was making anything worse than a bogey." At this stage, Irwin's triumph wasn't just about golf. It was a dream turned into reality, one he had foreseen vividly just weeks before, a secret shared only with his wife. Hale Irwin wasn't content with one victory. He had his sights on a world stage. The Piccadilly World Match Play Championship at Wentworth Club saw him as the victor in 1974 and 1975. Setting a record that was almost a third consecutive win before being narrowly edged out in 1976. From January 1975 to the end of the 1978 season, Irwin accomplished a feat that left the golfing world in awe. He made the cut in 86 consecutive PGA Tour events, marking one of the longest streaks in the tour's history. 1977 was another feather in Irwin's cap. He captured 3 wins on the PGA Tour, including a sensational 5-shot victory at the Colgate Hall of Fame Classic at Pinehurst Resort. A second-round score of 62 at Pinehurst and an opening 36-hole total of 127 proved he was in a league of his own. Over time, he consistently ranked among the top 5 in McCormick's World Golf Rankings from 1975 to 1979. He even cracked the top 10 of the official World Golf Rankings in 1991. Then came 1979, a year that saw him add another U.S. Open title at Inverness Club. The challenge was daunting, with narrow fairways and heavy rough. Ultimately, a final round of 75 tied a post-World War II tournament record. Irwin was on the brink of a historic double, eyeing victory at the Open Championship at Royal Lytham & St. Anne's Golf Club. However, the golfing world witnessed the brilliance of Seve Ballesteros thwarting Irwin's dream. A near miss at the Open Championship in 1983, a mental lapse costing him victory, was a bitter lesson for Irwin. But his greatest disappointment came in 1984 at the U.S. Open at Winged Foot Golf Club. Leading after 3 rounds, he faltered in the final round, finishing 6th. After a win at the 1985 Memorial Tournament, Irwin had occasional top 10 finishes, but didn't taste victory on the official PGA Tour until the remarkable year of 1990. In a nail-biting U.S. Open, he sank an improbable 45-foot birdie putt on the 72nd hole, forcing a playoff against Mike Donald. When asked if he was in control, Irwin remarked, "I'm not winning this tournament at the moment. Until that time, I don't want to discuss that." It was a playoff for the ages, with Donald holding a 2-shot lead with 3 holes to play. Victory seemed elusive, but fate had other plans. Irwin excelled, becoming the oldest ever U.S. Open champion at 45 and winning the hearts of fans with his graciousness. As Ken Venturi, former U.S. Open champion and television analyst, aptly said, "Aesthetically and technically, Hale stands at the ball as well as any player I've ever seen." Hale Irwin's golfing journey didn't just continue after turning 50, it soared to even greater heights on the Senior PGA Tour in 1995. If you thought his earlier achievements were impressive, hold on to your golf hats, because this is where the legend truly took flight. Hale Irwin's dominance reached unprecedented levels with 3 consecutive PGA Seniors Championships between 1996 and 1998. The 1997 tournament stands out as one of Irwin's biggest wins to date, a 12-stroke victory that set a record, the largest margin of victory in a 72-hole Champions Tour event. Irwin's 1997 season was a masterpiece, with 9 victories that equaled a Senior Tour record set over a decade earlier. He was in a league of his own, leaving no doubt about his mastery on the senior circuit. Adding to his illustrious career, Irwin clinched the U.S. Senior Open in 1998 and 2000, totaling an incredible 5 USGA titles. The only thing that eluded him was a 3rd U.S. Senior Open title in 2004, where he came agonizingly close, just 1 stroke behind. The ageless wonder wasn't just racking up wins, he was shattering age-related records. At the age of 66, he defied all odds to secure a 3rd-place finish at the 2012 Senior PGA Championship. It was a moment of pure inspiration, and he became the oldest player to finish in the top 5 in a senior major. But Irwin's feats didn't stop there. In the 2012 3M Championship, he achieved something remarkable. He shot a score below his age for the first time in his career. A round of 65, including an eagle and 6 consecutive birdies on the back 9, was the epitome of golfing magic. But this wasn't as easy as anyone would imagine, with Irwin saying, "There was a lot of disgruntled players in 74, and 70% of them were out of the tournament before the tournament even started. I think we saw some of that perhaps this week when you see these greens, and they can be maddening, there's no doubt about it." Age was just a number for Hale Irwin, who went on to shoot his age an astounding 44 times in official PGA Tour Champions events by August 2020, leaving the competition in the dust. His resilience and skill continued well into his 70s, proving that true champions only get better with time. Fast forward to 2021, and you have Irwin dominating the golf world like it was nothing. He is the undisputed king of senior golf, boasting 45 victories and over $26 million in earnings. In 2000, Golf Digest magazine recognized Irwin's extraordinary legacy by ranking him as the 19th greatest golfer ever. Irwin wasn't just a local champion, but a global force. He had won tournaments on 6 continents, played in 5 Ryder Cup teams, and was inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame in 1992. If you enjoyed this video about Hale Irwin, check out the video on the screen now, or the one we posted below because we're sure you'll like that one too. Let us know in the comments if there's another golfer whose journey you'd like us to cover. See you there!